listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumping where the dang late, punch a train. Post game, Big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostag. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever.
All right, for all things Pelican, shout out to you guys. Appreciate y'all for being in this episode of PPR. Y'all do us a service, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. We are up in this thing. The Pelicans, man. The Pelicans go down. They fall at home versus the Spurs, 120-116 in OT. And it's not a good look. Several things went wrong. A few things went right in the game that are encouraging. Our young guys really showed some spunk, I guess you can call it, off the bench to try to keep it competitive. But boy, oh boy, a lot to talk about in this episode of PPR. So y'all do us a service. Hit that like button, man. We're going to have these interviews crunk up from, I know y'all don't hear from Willie Green, but nonetheless, there. All right, DC.
Yo.
All right, there we go. There we go. All right, we in here. We have a couple of little tech issues though, but DC, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We all good, man. We had the robot thing going on for a second there, but we all good now.
Yeah. Well, we here, man, and 120-116 in overtime. Pelicans fall despite Wemby being out. Several opportunities to seize the game. Getting to the line of the free throw attempts, which was really killer for the Pelicans in this matchup. Zion, we're gonna talk about it all, man. It's just so much to even talk about anyway. Willie Green is at the podium. I know y'all not really excited about that, but let's hear what he had to say about why this team was going on. And let me see if I can get him tuned up here. Here's Willie Green, y'all. Hold on here. Let me get him on here.
Obviously, tough loss, but let's start with the rookies and.
Guardians here for you in the moments that matter. Planning for new arrivals.
I think that's enough for Willie, man.
Yeah, there's your reason
work at
why
that.
it keeps cutting off.
All right, fam. Shout out to y'all, man. We dealing with.
Why nobody asked Willie about the wide open 3-pointer when we had like 12 seconds left in the game or something like that? When Castle hit that 3-point, why nobody asked about that play? They up there talking about rookies and all that. We lost. Ask about the play that cost us the game, man. I want to hear what he had to say about that.
It's you know why, man. The Pelicans are a clown show, man. They deprive these reporters of asking the difficult questions because they don't want the negative press. So they try to handle them with kid gloves. They scare a lot of these reporters with tougher questions, and then they deny them having their press badges to get in there if they don't like their tough questions or if they question the narrative of the team and what they're doing. So it's a clown show, man. Outside of that, man, it's a lot of questions that we can ask and answer here. We already know a lot of these answers and questions. What's up, fam? Thank y'all for being in the stream. Much love to everybody, man. Big ups to y'all, man. A round of applause to y'all for watching this stuff, man, because, we were sitting up here watching the game and just watching all of the ways the game moved away. I mean, you can pick a play. The Zion missed free throw at the foul line in clutch minutes that could have sealed the game. The play where Trey backs off and allow Castle, I think it was Castle, to shoot that 3-pointer. Why would you back off there? It was a series of things down the clutch, bad defenses, turnovers, not communicating. And shout out to AD and Joel was talking about the zone, but what beat the zone is communication. You gotta be able to communicate, and they know the Pelicans don't communicate well on the floor. These guys were overcommitting on players. They early on in the game, guys was getting to the cup easily. I mean, so it's just Wemby fouls out, and the Spurs still win the game. And when he fouled out, I didn't want to have the thought of being negative.
They got better when he fouled.
Yeah, because Vassell started. He started cooking because he was cooking on the slick all night.
They left Vassell open like 5 times. He had like 5 wide open threes.
I know, bro. It's ridiculous. And Champagne,
he can shoot. That's all.
And then Champagne hit from the corner, the left corner, wide open, splashes a 3. So it's just, we can ask the questions here. We're not going to get the answers from Willie Green. Willie Green, we know he doesn't have any answers. Y'all know that. That's why this team looks unprepared. That's why they're not communicating on defense. That's why the ball movement through the game started to stick when they got stale. It was just a lot of stuff where they just don't consistently do anything correctly. They don't consistently do anything well enough to win right now, right? I mean, they really don't. Like, I'm sitting here frustrated. I'm like, okay, stretches and then they'll dial back. Stretches, then they'll dial back. So, I mean, it's just, they're radically inconsistent. It's just so frustrating, man, watching this team play, man. This brand of basketball. And like I said, the loss to the Spurs, in my mind, was kind of really elevated because I watched I seen the highlights on what Miami did to the Grizzlies. They destroyed the freaking Grizzlies tonight.
Yeah, they sure did. Golly, they beat them by like what, 50?
It was
what happens when you have a coach.
I'm telling you, they destroyed the Grizzlies, man, and we struggled to beat them. We lost by 4 or 5 points. I don't know what it is, but anyway, before go ahead, DC Lex. Whatever points y'all want to touch on before we, because there are more interviews coming up, and we have the stats to go over and all this kind of stuff. So feel free to just voice your thing. Why did we lose this game?
I mean, it
coaching matters.
Come down to coaching with this team. The Pelicans, I thought in the first half, they played solid. The rebounds were killing them, those second chance points in the first half. And then, they came out of halftime. And as it always does, the other team goes on a run. But they did kind of, sustain it. The rookies, they played awesome tonight, man. Very under control, very smart. Decisive basketball plays from rookies like that is really encouraging, and that's what kind of helped us that third quarter. You even had Jordan Hawkins playing solid that quarter, and we we kind of sustained in the third quarter and didn't completely just lose it like we do sometimes. And as you can see, they went to the fourth quarter, and it's a back and forth game where execution down the stretch, smart basketball plays, and that ain't the Pelican strong suit. Like if it comes to the situation, I know this is basketball, but when you make it like a game of inches or a game of errors, or a team that makes the most mistakes is going to lose, that's never going to go in our favor because we're always going to do dumb shit. Like it's just every time the Pels are going into the fourth quarter, if they don't have the lead, we pretty much lost the game. This is like 0 and 32 or something under Willie Green. Like we never win if we don't have the lead going into the fourth quarter. We never win a game. Or even if it's tied. They just can't do it because they will get no help from the coach to kind of cover up some of the mistakes and errors of the players or the lack of execution of the plan. But do we really have a plan? I mean, I did see some motion. They had guys running actions instead of them just going straight ISO all the time. So that's cool. But at the end of the game, you got Zion doing what he did. And that was very encouraging for him to hit a big shot, with seconds left, 30-something seconds left, I think it was, and take that midi and hit that. Man, I'm like, man, we might be looking at something. And right then, they turn around. And the one thing you cannot give up is a three-pointer. And they just let Stephon Castle get a wide open three-pointer. Like, are they not? Well, they probably weren't told that after the timeout. That's probably the problem, right? Willie Green didn't like, hey, whatever you guys do not give up an open three. You could foul them. You could let them get a layup if shit don't go right, but you can't give up an open three. And what they do? Give up a wide open three.
For whatever reason, DC, why? There was no reason for him to allow that to go. I don't get that.
Stupidity. It's not an intelligent play on Trey's part at all. But I know, guys are tired. Not giving him an excuse. That was a dumb play on his part. Guys are tired. The blood is all in your body. You ain't got as much in your brain. When you fatigue like that, you might not be thinking your best. Your coach, is supposed to be your eyes and drive points home and give you reminders. Even though it's a simple thing you should know from playing this game. Your coach is supposed to, that's the one thing they should not make a mistake on. They could have made any other mistake. You wouldn't have been happy about it. They can't make that one. And what they do? They make that mistake. And then, in my opinion, that cost them the game. They go into overtime. You get Wemby fouled out, and you don't capitalize off of that. I mean, they find ways to lose. That's what they do.
It's don't make me happy to know that we lost to the Spurs, but the change, I have to give Sean and Tasha, who's in the chat. I know they've been in the chat there. They deserve it.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to you guys for being in chat. You guys won. But even the radical thing is how fast the Spurs flipped their team around. Despite losing one of the best coaches in NBA history in Pop, getting a young coach right there who shares the same principles, and then literally taking young assets, all these first-round draft pick players, and turning this team over radically fast. Now, they did get a little help from the outside, the building do that, but at the same time, they took these players and turned them into a competitive team. And the Spurs are a team that is, if they can remain healthy, has a lot of potential. And the fact that they did not have Jeremy Sochan, they did not have Foxy, they did not have what was the other player? There's another guy missing outside. I think another guy missing. But anyway, they didn't have some of these really talented players. These are starters for them, and they still were able to turn it over with. I forgot they had Harper. All of the stuff that they got with Castle from last year. What he did, and then Harper came in there and played reckless abandon. He had a beanpole and Cornette. Oh yeah, they didn't have Kelly. Kelly was hurt. So, I mean, could you imagine if they would have had those guys, they would have ran this goddamn team out of the building. It just comes down to me, like, it's just execution, having our team prepared to play. And this coach here. And unfortunately for us, we have to be able to sit here and stomach this brand of basketball from the Pelicans because of this head coach. We know the guy's the problem. We have to sit here and stomach and allow him to win games so we can so a reason could be created to get rid of this coach. I mean, this is horrific. These guys are, it just in game, it's just ridiculous, man. There's so many things, man. So many things. But Lex, please feel free to chime in. And what are your thoughts here? We know Willie Green is dumb. We know I don't want to be disrespectful to the man, but I just go, bro.
No,
just go,
I mean,
just go. He don't know what he doing, bro. And I'm really just tired of Willie Green's bull. You know, I'm sick of his intelligent style of basketball, the same rhetoric after these press conferences, having no insight, the team dumb and inconsistent, stuck in the mud, play overcommitting, the bad communication on defense early on, not hitting and taking the game in the clutch moments. We had several opportunities to take the game. We hit the goddamn free throw. There is no overtime. We cover the goddamn 3-point man. There is no overtime. It's just all of this stuff. Wemby fouls out and you still lose to this team. This is a joke. This is pathetic. But unfortunate for the nation, we have to sit here and let losses build up for this guy to be fired. Do y'all understand that? We've been saying that for a while.
But Big Q,
Go ahead,
that's
Lex.
already been
I'm sorry.
done. That's already been done, though. Like, you know, they didn't see all the losses that piled up on last season, and we thought the same thing.
No, that's not going to happen this year, Lex, because they need to.
You know what? I don't want it to happen at all. It didn't have to. It's like, you know, we already saw the vision. We already saw in the future. That's why I was like, man, you need to fire this dude in January. You know what I'm saying? You need to go on and get rid of him so you can start preparing for next season.
Lex, let me ask you this. I'm gonna let you cook. Lex, let me ask you this. Why did Willie Green? Why, you know, he probably wouldn't have crossed the road. He probably would have got hit by something. But the thing is, you and I would have been in that damn truck when he tried to get over that road. So let me ask y'all this, man. Why did Willie Green allow a run of, what was it, 14 points before he called a timeout? What was it? Was it 10 or 14 points before he called it? Why would he do that? Why wouldn't he not stop that from happening? Why would he not make that call?
Willie Green is an informant.
What?
He's an informant. Yes, for the other teams. For all 29 teams. He's an informant. I said that on the other night. Like, dude, that dude does not like the Pelicans. He was placed on the Pelicans to sabotage and to just change the complexity of everything. Literally. If you look at the decisions that he makes down the stretch, they don't make sense. But guess what? It makes sense to the other team. Actually, they're banking on it. Like, he literally makes the game plans for the other teams like they really don't need help, right? They don't need help. But they're like, come on, Willie, come on. Come on. Good. He did it. He did it. He made the move. He took Zion out. All right, let's go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Zion was the only one who was scoring, and he took him out. He took him out after that big play. Thank you, Willie. Thank you for taking out Zion, because he had you on a roll. As soon as you set him down at the 6-minute mark, what happened? The Pelicans didn't score, y'all. They didn't score. They didn't score until Zion got back in the game. Zion was hurt. Y'all see that? Y'all know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I know what
You
you
know
saw.
what I'm
He was
talking about,
playing
BJ.
good defense, and he was kind of setting the tone
Yes.
on the defensive end.
Yes.
And Willie
He was
took him
saying-
out, and I was like,
He
"Why
was
are you
set-
coming on
He
right
was
now?"
setting the tone everywhere. He was the only one who was scoring for the team. Nobody else was scoring. Nobody else was scoring. Zion did all the scoring, and he took him out. Tasha even saw it. She just said it. Man, he be doing things at the wrong time. Like, dog, keep Zion in the game. You're up by 6. We need to extend the lead. Why are you taking out the only person who has it going? And then guess what? When he brought him back in, the Spurs went up by 3 or 4 or something like that.
It was up. I don't remember how much, but you're right.
But you
Because
see
I was
what I'm
like,
saying?
why are we taking so long to bring him back in? Let him get some Gatorade. He needed to take a quick break and come on.
But you know what? That's his problem, though. That's the problem. Like we don't have anyone on the other team, on the opponent teams, that are stopping the Pelicans. It's the Pelicans' own coach who's stopping the Pelicans. The momentum, the feel of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to say this. The pick and roll should be one of the main plays. The main plays. Those stupid handoffs are not it. The pick and roll with Zion getting downhill, getting a good screen, that should be one of the main plays. Did you all see the pick and roll a few times?
Mm-hmm. Him and
Did
you
y'all
talking
see
about with him and Trey in that action, that pick and roll action?
Trey, it was Zion and Poole.
Mm-hmm.
Poole bounced it to him, got Zion downhill, down the middle, north and south. And what happened? What happened?
Mm-hmm.
It worked. And then what happened? They weren't doing it. It's like, why was that gone away from? And one thing, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I still have a question mark on Jordan Poole. But right now, that dude is like a 1/4 wonder, and then he disappears. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but I really I'm glad even at the end of the half, Zion was like, "No, let me get that rock, dude. Let me get that rock." He told Poole to go on down. Poole had like a segment where he turned the ball over a whole bunch of times. Careless turnovers. Doing too much. Like, I started getting PTSD. I was like, I had to blink my eyes like, okay, is that CJ? And I blinked my eyes again, and then I opened them up, and I was like, this says Poole on the back of his jersey. I'm like, what is going on here? Going behind his back when it's like, dude, you don't need to do all that. Like, you are turning the ball over. That the defense isn't even doing anything to cause you to turn the ball over. How many turnovers does that dude have?
Who, Poole?
Yes.
Let's see. He only had 3, Lex.
Man, it seemed like he had more than that. It really did. They may have to go back and count, but I don't know. He just seemed like he kind of disappeared. But it seems like, for some reason the rookies right now are playing better than Herb, Trey, and Poole right now. I don't know if it's the timing of when they're doing things. Queen, that dude did a wonderful job.
Awesome.
He did a wonderful job getting vertical when they came up in that paint, just stood straight up. Man, hey man, now that was really nice. I was really proud of him. He did make some special plays that didn't look right, but he was disciplined right there and really helping Zion out with Wemby. using his height and stuff, because obviously he has more height than Zion does. But that helped out a whole lot. But man, like, I do want to say kudos to Zion, because he was doing it on both ends of the floor, and he was guarding the best player on the Spurs team for most of the night.
He was doing good on Wemby too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, every time when Zion was on Wemby did not score a lot. I don't know if you all noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't get around him. He could not get around him. Zion was really working his handles. He really started making Wemby doubt his handles, because he was up in there. He got low. He played with his chest. But Wemby did not get around him. He really didn't. I mean, I thought that was really great. And this is the same guy who was playing against Dallas. Wemby was doing everybody against Dallas. Everybody. And to see Zion hold his own, because he did have a lot of one-on-one situations. And I know Wemby's put on weight, but, one thing about Zion is power. You know what I'm saying? He is power. Guess what? He's speed too. You know what I'm saying? He may not be long, but he does have speed and he does have power. And, you could definitely see the struggles on a night. But Zion was right there. I think Zion had a double-double too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he almost had a triple-double.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he almost had a triple-double. Lex, his numbers are very comparable to
Wemby.
DC. Is that true?
Is that me? What? What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. Something must have gone. But anyway, his numbers were very comparable to Wemby's numbers, to be honest with you. Zion, his temperament, he was attacking. He dunked on him on the first play of the game.
Yeah, that was
but
nice.
he had it on his mind to get at Wembyama. He finished at 27, 10, and 7 assists with 3 steals for Zion Williamson. He was +6 in 37 minutes. He was 11 of 16 from the free throw. I wish he would hit just one more. It wouldn't be, we wouldn't have this whole team mess. But he had very solid numbers, man. He was really spectacular in his play.
And I do want to say,
he was pretty good.
Yeah, I wish he would have made that free throw. But I never feel like, it shouldn't even came down to that. It really shouldn't have. Again, there was a lot of times where there was a lot of one-on-one. Like, and if you look at the end of the game, you know what killed us? It in the clutch. And I've said this many times. If the game is close, a lot of times the Pelicans are not winning. What was this game determined by?
Well, you mean a lot of times, Lex? All the time.
But I'm just saying, like, that's it. This game was determined by 5 points or less. Just like
there we go.
The Memphis Grizzlies. Determined by 5 points. If the game is close, the Pelicans are not going to win. We've seen this stuff before. At the end of the game, which team had more discipline? Which team had more structure? Which team, executed a whole lot better? Because there was no discipline towards the end of the game. There was no structure. There was nothing. It seemed like there was no game plan either. Like, it's like we saw that panic mode again. We saw the team go into panic mode, and it's like, hey, coach, you want to call a timeout? Maybe settle your troops down, maybe, or something. Maybe get a play together or something. Like, that's your job. But all he could do is like, hey, run like faster. Just go faster. Going faster without any type of plan is reckless. That's
That's
just
what he.
flat out reckless.
That's what he does. Lex, he twiddle his finger and tell him to go
Speeding
down the
up
court.
doesn't
So
mean anything. They need guidance.
it is
You
guidance.
are
We're
the
telling you to
coach.
go faster that way.
Yeah,
That's what
but the
Willie Green
thing
is doing.
the
Such an
guidance
idiot.
you haven't given, speed up, go fast, but you haven't given the fast purpose. Like that's a lot of like a Russell Westbrook type thing, where you're just going 100 miles per hour, but you have no goal, you have no direction. You can't do that. That's not basketball.
Yeah, that's I've seen him do that in this game, man. It's just the defense. And I've said this I don't know how many times about the Pelicans defense. He's supposed to be a defensive orientated coach. The Pelicans, the first half and even into the second half, especially in the first half, I mean, rim running extraordinary. Rim running extraordinary. Just a conveyor belt of rim running in the first half where guys are turning the corner and getting to the rim. Bad communication on defense. This is supposed to be his thing. So it's a constant thing that we've seen last year, the prior year, where it's just they don't have a real staple on defensive, offense, or anything to lean to. And they're not going to climb or improve and get to the points or the places that we think they can get to until they can get a more structured head coach, a guy that can build an identity in which the team is supposed to play with. This guy doesn't have an identity. He talks about force and pace. That's not an identity. 43-point attempts a game. That's not an identity because it's actually pretty irresponsible to take 40 shots because he'll justify bad shots for you to get them there. And of course, that Jordan Poole shot fits right into it for him to go down there and hike up that stupid ass 3-pointer about 7-8 feet from the 3-point line. And there's nobody around there to get in position. He just jacks that 3-point up. Right, that was totally stupid. And there was other plays when the Pelicans were taking outside shots as opposed to attacking the rim when Wemby was out. That's a big point of contention with me is when Wembyama sat down, the Pelicans had to deal with the likes of freaking Luke Cornett, and they could not take full advantage of it. Consistently when Wemby sat down, that's when you really attacked them.
Letting Luke Cornett get him issues, man, all night.
Right. All World Trucker, shout out to you, bro. Thank you. He says, if you think about it, Monty Williams was the last good coach we had fired because the GM did not like him. Thank you, all World Trucker. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you.
Nobody gets hurt. Take the money out. All of it. Come on. Wasting my time now. Come on. Stop stalling.
Yes, indeed, man. We got a lot going on, man. Y'all hit the like button, man. We up in this PPR representing the Flocking Nation. Hit the like button for us, fam. If you're listening via X, give us a retweet, please. Yes, DC. Go ahead, bro.
My man who said get the money out. That's what Willie Green doing, Miss Benson, bro.
Yes.
Basically.
What's up, Black Preacher Man?
Getting robbed right now because it's like to the point where I don't even feel like we have a coach.
Rob nothing, bro. She giving up the bag, bro.
Man, I don't even feel like we have a coach, man, because you said last show, was I wrong? Has it been 5 years? This is year 5 for Willie and not year 4, right?
I want to say it's 5.
Yeah.
This is 5 years.
How can a coach on the NBA level or caliber, man, how can we be 5 years into this and we're still talking about the same problems? It's one thing to lose and, you got to figure stuff out. And when you figure things out and you're working on it, like Willie keeps saying, right? You don't keep losing the same way. You may still lose, but it'll be a different way. And it's like, okay, that's something to work on. How are you working on? You're losing the same way you've always lost. What are you working on? I don't get it, man. It's to the point where I'm dumbfounded, and I don't dread doing the shows, obviously. I like coming here being with y'all, but it's like after halftime and you see how a team come out in the third quarter, and when the third quarter ends and we don't have a 5 to 10 point point lead, bro, you already know what's gonna happen. 5 to 10 point lead, bro. You already know what's gonna happen. 5 to 10 point lead, bro. You already know what's gonna happen. 5 to 10 point lead, bro. You already know what's gonna happen. 5 to 10 point lead, bro. You already know what's gonna happen. 5 to 10 point lead, bro. You already know what's gonna happen. 5 to 10 point lead, bro. You already know what's gonna happen. 5 to 10 point lead, bro. You already know what's gonna happen. 5 to 10 point lead, bro. You already know what's gonna happen. 5 to 10 point lead, bro. You already know what's gonna happen. 5 to 10 point lead, bro. You already know what's gonna happen. 5 to 10 point lead, bro. You already know what's gonna happen. 5 to 10 point lead, bro. You already know what's gonna happen. 5 to 10 point lead, bro. You already know what's gonna happen. 5 to 10 point lead You just looking at the screen to see how it's gonna happen, and they never let you down.
Well, I mean, obviously preparation is the thing, man. It's many ways the Pelicans lost this game, but the Joe Dumars, like Queen said in the introductory press conference, he talked about making Joe Dumars look like a genius for selecting him. Well, I mean, and if you look at how these two young first rounders played for the Pelicans, they were all of the Pelicans' bench points except for the seven. Well, actually, yeah, all of them except for Jordan Hawkins. But the young guys, the first round draft pick guys of Queen, Hawkins, and Fears, they were all of the bench scoring. I mean, in particular, Jeremiah Fears had 13 and 4 rebounds, 2 steals, and Derek Queen played 35 minutes. He had 15 points, 6 boards, and 2 blocks. So the young guys really played. I'm really impressed with Fears and Queen as these two young guys really played. We just had a series of different things that went wrong that we were supposed to capitalize, and they failed. It was many different things. It wasn't just one thing, it was many different things. It was poor defense. It was careless passing at times. It was just really curious adjustments, curious not calling timeouts when you need them to stop them from cooking on drives. It was just different. It was a stew pot. It was a buffet of bullshit from Willie Green. And I'm just sitting here puzzled about, why is it they practice all the time. We share the clips of them at practice. But yet and still, these are the things as a team you're supposed to be prepared for when you get into the moments of the game where these type of things matter, like the certain defenses you're supposed to practice, things you're supposed to know what to do. I'm really surprised by what Trey did in not covering a 3-point shooter that kind of pushed the Spurs ahead. I'm really curious about that because there was some communication about that. Even AD was sitting there saying, no, you do not. He called it out before. And this is something that I constantly see things that happen with the Pelicans. Like they get to these moments and they're not prepared to make the step. And you can see it in they play. Even guys as confident as a Trey Murphy III played 46 minutes tonight. He put up 24 and 10 rebounds with 3 steals, which is pretty respectable. But that play was really a really bad play in which if you're on him, the guy's 6'10". I mean, Trey's 6'10". If he's on him, he's not going to hit that shot.
There's no way he's going to hit that shot, man.
Yeah. But he kept going under the screen. I'm like, dude,
Yes.
This is clutch time. Like, I need you to understand time and situation. Like, this is really important. You play up on somebody. I don't even care if they miss. The fact that they're bold enough to shoot, look, in the clutch, like, that's just like free throws. It don't even matter what your percentage is. You knock them shots down, you a 50% of you got 50% at the free throw line, dog. That don't matter if you knock both free throws down. It doesn't matter. And it's the same thing if it's clutch time and it's a key moment, it's a key situation, you got to play up on that. And he kept going under the screen. It's like, dog, you didn't learn the first time when he did it. Every time you've done that, it's like you haven't been conditioned. Like, I'm going to need you to adjust to the fact that this dude is popping it in your eye. That was just really horrible, especially, and it was a momentum killer for the Pelicans. A huge momentum killer. But defensively, like we've got a lot of defensive liabilities on this team. A lot of defensive liabilities. Because Jordan Poole, I know he did some good things, but my goodness, on the defensive end, that dude, he was barbecue chicken. He was barbecue chicken. Like, they were going backdoor on him. I'm like, dog, you are basically canceling out all the good things that you're doing on the offensive end and really probably over. Like everything, the liabilities that he was, building up on the defensive end were overpowering anything that he was doing on the offensive end. The Pelicans can't have that. I don't know what the answer is. I know Jordan Hawkins needs playing time, I guess, but golly, dog, I mean, you're getting beat so bad. Like bad. Like they're backing you down, they're pushing you around, they're going backdoor on you, you're losing sight of the ball, you don't see ball, see man. That stuff is a problem. And it's like, then with Herb defensively, like he's doing, decent things, but offensively, he was god awful. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's liabilities on like we need more of the two-way, man. Like, guys being able to help out offensively and defensively. And it just seems like there's a lot of one-sidedness. Obviously, even with Fears, he's a defensive liability. Jordan Poole is a defensive liability. Like, we really need some two-way. We got to have some more two-way.
All right, Lex, thank you. I'm going to let you finish your point. Here's Trey. DC, you got it.
All right, let me.
What happened?
It's coming.
Oh, okay.
Young Derek Fear, shout out to you, Black Preacher Man, with the super chats. Brother says, Lex, shouldn't Willie Green be telling you what he said? Yeah, what I said.
Derek Fears. I mean,
Derek
they're a nice combo.
Yeah, that's the combo, bro.
They're a nice combo.
That's right, brother. Derek Fears. All right, so
you got to get his name right, though, bro.
Right, well, we got it right. Derek Queen. There you go, DC. Thanks. All right, and also Black Preacher Man says, what Willie is telling them at practice. What is he telling them at practice?
Absolutely.
Speed it up. Come on, guys. Come on. Forcing it. Play with poise.
Can I answer that question?
Yeah, let me run through them, and then you can kind of bounce back to him, Lex. And he says, this team take losing too laid back for me. Thank you, Black Preacher Man.
Take the money out. All of it. Come on.
Right, man. Take it out.
Stop stalling.
Go ahead, Lex. Floor's yours.
I concur with Black Preacher Man. I feel the same way too. You know what I'm saying? We don't Pelicans don't have enough chip on their shoulder. They really don't. And that I think that right there is very glaring. And that's even including the staff, but have we gone over the stats yet, y'all?
No. I mean, the stats look all right, though.
All right, DC, switch the stat screen, bro.
Herb, they look crazy.
Mm.
Let's see. Go to team stats for you. There you go.
Doing a good job.
I hope so.
Let me see what's over here. Peacefulness. Gratitude.
Yeah, a little slow on the trigger, but that's all right. You're going to be all right.
Chipfulness, stallingfulness, cheerfulness, fightfulness. I just want to read what was in the chat.
Stop stallingfulness.
Righteousness. You better speak that, Mary Kay. I see you, girl. Toughfulness.
You got poisefulness.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, man. Gotta love it.
All right, let's look at something. Let me go over these stats right quick. Individually, man, in the game, not much to talk about here in terms of The stats don't look all that bad. It's just those moments, 42 of 97 by
The
default.
rebounds stat look horrible.
Well, almost 60 with Wemby in there, and what they did, almost 60 rebounds by them. But really, DC, the thing that really hurt the Pelicans that we're not talking about was the second chance points. The offensive rebounds, these people had 20 of them. So they were able to keep this game alive. The Pelicans on the offensive glass really just didn't look that well. But outside of that, they 43.3% they shot from the field, 42 of 97. They were 10 of 32 from downtown for 31.3%. So 10 of 32 didn't shoot well at all. They were 22 of 29 from the foul line for 76%. They were 59 to 45 on rebounds Spurs way. The assist game, 25-24 Spurs way. They had 10 to 6 Pels way for the steals. The blocks obviously were the Spurs, 13 to 3 there. And of course the turnovers, Pelicans had 15 turnovers, 20 points off turnovers versus the Spurs 19, giving up 24. The fast break game was Spurs 22 to 17 points in the paint, 64 to 60 for the team. Now the largest lead the Pelicans had in the game was 8, was Spurs was 9, so it was kind of a close situation. And then, of course, from the individual statistics, Zion Williamson led the day for the Pelicans, 27 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 blocks for Zion. He was +6 as well in 37 minutes of action, 8 of 18 from the field and 11 of 16 from the charity stripe. The next man up was Trey Murphy, 24 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals from Trey. He played 46 minutes. Including overtime periods, obviously. 9 of 18 from the field, 3 of 8 from downtown. Perfect from the foul line was 3 for 3. He finished 21 from Jordan Poole in 41 minutes, 8 of 20, 3 of 9 from downtown. He hit the 2 foul shots, so he finished with 21 points, 5 assists, 4 boards, and a block from Poole. So those are the 3 20-point scorers, all hitting the 20s. Not too much from Herb Jones. Herb Jones, no points from Herb. He was 0 points today in 28 minutes. That's just terrible. He was 0 for 8 from the field, 0 for 5 from downtown. That didn't stop him from jacking it up, though. He was -20. He finished 0 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Herb Jones scores 6 points or even 8 points. It changes the game. But this man had no points today. Saddiq Bey played 28 minutes. He finished with 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists in the matchup for him. And then, of course, the young guys off the bench. Derek Queen, 15 points, 6 rebounds, a steal, a block, and 2 blocks, actually, and a steal. In 35 minutes, he was 6 of 8 from the field. He had that shot, that 3-pointer that didn't hit anything, but he did hit 3 for 4 from the foul line. And, of course, Jeremiah Fears, in 29 minutes of action, he had 13 points, 5 of 8 from the field, 3 or 4 from the charity stripe, +7 from him, +5 for Fears, by the way. 2 steals and assists and 4 rebounds for Jay Fears. And Jordan Hawkins, in 18 minutes, had 7 points, an assist and a rebound. He was 3 of 7 from the field, did hit a 3-pointer for the Pelicans off the bench. And that's pretty much all they had in terms of scoring for them. So, yeah, if you're Herb Jones, you can't start the game. You can't play 28 minutes. You cannot not score a point. And you play 28 minutes. You take 8 shots from the field and 5 of them from downtown and don't get any points at all. So he was terrible insofar as his offensive game and should have been chastised in terms of jacking up those 3-point shots. Should have known better. But anyway, outside of that, man, that's what we got for the Pel stats. And, of course, the top dog was Wemby for their squad. He finished with 29 points, 11 rebounds for them, 9 blocks, almost a triple-double day for Wemby, but also almost a triple-double day for Zion. He was just 3 assists shy of a triple-double himself. So very commendable stats from both those stars. In the end, the Spurs get the victory. They improved to 2-0, 2-0, and both of their wins on the road. That's very positive. Tough to win on the road. The Pelicans are 0 for 2 and 0 for 1 at home as we get ready to face the Boston Celtics. That game coming up on the 27th. So That will be an interesting matchup because currently Boston is also 0 for 2 right now. It'll be a 0 for 2 affair in the Smoothie King Center coming up on Monday. So last thoughts on that game before we transition over to the Boston preview.
Well, I like to mention something from the stats. Kind of jumped out at me, man. You talked about those second chance points. And the thing for me, we already talked about the rebounds. We mentioned that. It's the blocks, man. This is the second game where we played a team and they got double-digit blocks on us. You know what I'm saying? We played Memphis. It was 12 blocks. Jared Jackson Jr. had like 7 blocks. We play Wemby tonight, which is a little more understandable. It's Wemby. Jared Jackson Jr. is actually a defensive player of the year too. But 13 blocks, and man, it's, a lot of them, Zion getting blocked. Not that he had a bad game, but it just kind of baffles me that everything has to be so hard for him and for the Pels, man, going into the paint. We're going to have to figure out a way to improve the spacing, even though it should be improved theoretically with Jordan, Poole, and Trey out there. And you see Trey at the mic kind of, he's kind of like a little arrogant about him and Jordan Poole on the perimeter, and they don't want to leave us. It fully ain't kicking in yet to help Zion, and those blocks are standing out. So going into Boston, man, we gotta figure out something with that, man. We can't have this dude going against 2-3 people. He get past one guy, and then the big man just meeting him at the rim. So Zion gonna have to take a few more middies though. Like I like that little mid-range shot he got. He gonna have to trust that more and take more of them. But as far as the box score, Z pretty much he replicated the game he had the previous night before. He's a little better. Triple-double in my book because he had so many passes where he hit guys and they just didn't make the shot. He should have definitely had a triple-double. So Zion good tonight. Defensively, love what I saw from him. Trey, this is the quietest 24 points I've seen in a while, man.
I concur. I'm
play,
glad you said that.
He didn't play horribly, but it's like Trey just felt so.
It wasn't impactful.
Yeah, there you go, Lex. It was not impactful. At key moments when we needed him, like there was a stretch when Zion was out, and Trey was probably our best player out there. I don't even know if he attempted a shot. It just was very weird, and it's been kind of awkward. And a similar thing with Jordan Poole. The first quarter, as you pointed out, Lex, very impactful. And then the 3 quarters after that, when he tallied up another 10 points or so, it just was very uninspiring. He had a couple of wide open 3-pointers that we really needed, and he missed. But all in all, I would say it's okay for these two. Not horrible, but I definitely don't want to see more of that. Like they would have to improve or find ways to impact the game at a better clip. But the story for me, or at least the thing I'm looking at, is like, okay, man, we got something. When Willie Green get fired, it's the 2 rookies, Fears, just intelligent basketball play tonight. Obviously, he's not gonna go 70% every night, but still pretty solid game. I just wish he was a little more aggressive when we had those long lapses, and it just was so difficult for us to score. He was kind of out there, in very key moments of the game, and he was just making smart plays, trying not to do too much. But I think we could have used a little more aggression from him later in the game. He kind of does his thing, but when those key moments come up, he's Zion, that guy. You got to put the ball in his hands. But tonight, it just was like it was just Zion, at the end of the game, and we kind of needed somebody else to step up and help him. But Derek Queen, too, was another guy defensively kind of jumped out at me. You had Derek Queen, kind of holding his own a little bit against Wemby. Obviously, he was getting him, but he wasn't just dogging him out, and this is supposed to be one of the negatives on Derek Queen, like his defense. And when I watched him and went back and watched his Maryland, I didn't think his defensive tape was that bad. He's just not a tremendous athlete, but he has a high basketball IQ. He kind of knows where to be, when to be, and you've seen a lot of that tonight. And now you can see why, Big Q, I was telling you, my thing towards the end of the year, I want Derek Queen to kind of be in the closing lineup with our bigs, man. Matchup dependent, of course, but I think he brings a lot more to the table offensively with his passing ability, his ability to be able to score. He's a decent rebounder. He needs to improve there, and he's a solid defender. And his skill set, out of all of our bigs, he's probably the best one. But still a rookie, still got a lot of stuff to learn. Got some, fundamental things he's got to improve on. He needs to get stronger. He got a lot of things there. But the brother played 35 minutes tonight, and we would have got run up out the building if it wasn't for him. So shout out to Derek Queen, man. Awesome game.
Yeah, go ahead, Lex. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you good. Yeah, Derek Queen, he did very well tonight. But yeah, I think as of right now, one thing that I've noticed is that the Pelicans don't have a duo right now. I don't feel like they do. I think that's still like we still have to wait and see on who that guy is, because definitely everything's opened up for Trey Murphy. And obviously we're looking at him, but really I just don't feel like he really understands like what's going on just yet. But yeah, he's definitely gonna have to be more impactful, especially by him. If he's trying to step into like being that number 2 guy, it's got to be more impactful, man. Because
why you say he don't understand though? I just want to ask you that.
I mean, I just don't feel like he does. I mean, I feel like, with Queen and Fears, I feel like they've come in the game with more of an edge, more of a purpose. Like they know their identity, they know who they are, they know what they're trying to do. With Trey, I feel like because I'm watching him, he has moments where he's extremely indecisive. For you to be in the league for a while, you know what I'm saying? Why are you indecisive? Why are you being hesitant? Like that's a major problem. He should not be doing that at this stage. Just like with the threes, the time and situation, you got to understand that. You've been in the league long enough to understand those types of situations. That's I expect rookies to make rookie mistakes. Right? We expect them to do some things because they're rookies. But for someone who's been in the league for a while, who's been in a lot of situations at the highest level, you should not be being hesitant and indecisive out there. You should know time and situation way better than, the rookies who are coming in. They're raw. They're raw talent right now. And they're coming in and they're just being more impactful. And I know it's just been 2 games, but, right off the gate, we need Trey to show up. We need him to be impactful, not just to put up the stats. Because like you said, his stats were quiet. Like, it's like, you didn't even notice. Because when you looked at it, it's like, dang, Trey has this many points. He's played this many minutes. But when you're watching the game, you know what I'm saying? It just didn't seem like that. But that's the difference between when you have points or you have stats that are non-impactful compared to points that are impactful, like the timing of those points, the timing of when you're getting stops, those timely stops. It's a huge difference, But you know, it just seemed like, Zion, like at some point in time, like Poole, Trey, and obviously Herb was non-existent. I mean, we can't have that from Herb because really the minutes that Herb played, they were kind of like dead minutes because there was no production and he was chucking up shots. That kind of killed us. Really, it's like if you're in that situation, Herb, slash to the basket, take 2 dribbles in, don't settle for the 3-point shot. They left him wide open. And now that, if he's having games like that, they're definitely going to be playing off of Herb. And guess what? That closes up the paint. So I'm just looking at situations, but Poole seems like he really comes for just like one quarter and then he disappears. I mean, he's done that 2 games in a row, which is kind of weird. So that's all what I'm saying. At this stage, it's like Trey, Brandon's not here. You know what I'm saying? That position's opened up. You're in the starting lineup. Dude, you've gotten your feet wet as far as, just, being impactful. But now it's like, it's a situation where you have to be impactful every night. Just like we expect Zion to be impactful because you got to have at least 2 guys. We know Zion's the number 1 or is supposed to be the number 1 on the team. But, if you're that second guy, that third guy, whatever guy you are, you got to step up to that plate because and it takes pressure off of Zion. Zion's going to do his thing. You know what I'm saying? He's going to make things easy for you because he's that number 1 option. But we got to, you got to do your part because that's the only way it works. I mean, it's still 5-on-5. It's a star-driven league, but every star does have that other guy that's impactful with him. So,
Yeah, we got Boston up next Monday. So let's kind of preview that thing, man. Like I said, both teams are winless. The Celtics always a problem for us. I know the Pelicans did add DeAndre Jordan at some point. They'll probably end up, rolling him out to kind of help out the big situation. We know Carlo is on the mend as well. Eves is also dealing with his own issue with that ankle. So we'll see DeAndre Jordan, who was added to the team today, be used at some point as in the depth situation. But in terms of this, the matchup indicator has a prediction that the Pelicans, they're giving them 51% chance over the Boston Celtics in the Smoothie King Center. Now we know the Celtics
Lexxah, what you say about that matchup indicator?
Is that for gambling purposes?
That's and it's been right the last couple of games. Didn't it predicted correctly? The last 2 matchups, the really, truthfully, and I know we say should a lot because you watch the games. The Pelican club is supposed to be 2-0. The Memphis game was supposed to be a good win for them against a short team dealing with injuries. This win tonight, they let it get out of their hands. And, of course, you have a Boston Celtic team that will roll into. And like we said, the next 10 games are against teams like Boston. We know Tatum's not there, but Jaylen Brown is. We know we have Denver coming up next week and a healthy Clipper club ran by Harden, and Kawhi is there as well. Bill is over there, and it's all this kind of stuff. So we have some real tough matchups coming up for the Pelicans in the next week worth of games. So, but anyway, the Boston game, what do you guys see happen in the Boston game? How do you see it unfolding? Can we actually get our first win of the season against the Celtics?
In spite of what?
In spite of Willie Green, Lex.
Thank you, DC.
You're welcome.
It's just a good laugh. You know what I'm saying?
What
I
you say
mean-
is going to happen?
What?
Will the team be able to beat their head coach?
I mean, the Boston Celtics got an insider and stuff on the Pelican squad. Pelicans gotta give more. They gotta give more. You know, it's gotta be the Pelicans to kind of really just take over this type of game and figure this thing out. Unfortunately, it's like that, but they have to do that. Really, somebody said it in the chat. It looks like Zion is probably going to be the best, like, as far as coach on the floor, because we did see some things where he was telling Poole to get out, that he'll handle the rock a few times. When he was, communicating, for guys to get off of Wemby, that he has them, and he was, moving with a purpose. But yeah, they got to bring a lot of energy. Again, there's nobody on Boston who can guard Zion. The ball needs to be in Zion's hands. I don't know how many touches Zion got on tonight, but he needs more, because 90% of the time, which is really, really good. You know what I'm saying? Great things happen when the ball touches his hands. And I just said, touching his hands. I didn't say necessarily Zion shooting every single time. He makes the right decision because Zion is a willing passer. He wants to get his teammates involved. And not only that, Zion attacks the lane and he dishes. That's something that you don't really see a whole lot from Jordan Poole, Trey Murphy, even Fierce sometimes. Like, it's kind of rocky sometimes. Whereas Zion, he's always thinking to pass and to get guys involved. So we're definitely going to need that. I would love to see the pick and roll. I would really love to see the pick and roll as far as Zion getting north and south, because they're not going to be able to handle that. I've seen Boston, but I don't know exactly who all's on their team. I know who's not on their team. But yeah, they just, if the Pelicans, if it's just merely talent and they're playing with that edge, playing with that fire for the whole game, not letting up in spite of, things happening down the game, when the game is coming to a close and stuff like that, they should be able to win. But it's one of those things that, it could also go the other way around, unfortunately. Because Memphis, we were supposed to beat them. And look what happened. And then they turn around and get whooped up. They got beat by 32, man. 32. So, yeah. Pelicans just got to bring it and just find a way to kind of really help coach themselves. And then stay away from one-on-one stuff. Got to play as a team and got to be more disciplined, especially in the clutch. Back to you, DC.
Mama, you died.
DC, Big Q. Y'all there?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking. I'm muted. But I think
wow.
they can actually get one over on Boston. I think the Pels can can probably get this for one reason. Boston losing Al Horford, you know what I'm saying? Luka Gaza is hurt. I don't know this other center they had. Quintel, is he any good? I'm looking right here. I can see he averages about 8 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? No blocks. He only played 1 game. So Anthony Simons is a potential problem. We all know about Jaylen Brown and Derek White. But one thing that Boston doesn't have, they're not a very, big team. So looking at their lineup, I'm thinking
neither are the Pelicans.
Right. But they don't have a Zion, Lex. And I'm looking at the lineup and the guys that are out here. If we can hold our own on the perimeter, because they got a lot of versatile players. Derek White, you got Jaylen Brown, you got Peyton Pritchard come on and give you something. Sam Hauser turn it up on you. Even Chris Boucher can hit from the perimeter. So you really got to get things in control at the 3-point line against them. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Simons, that addition to him, another really good scorer, 3-point shooter. So looking at him, I don't think Zion is going to have the problems he's been having the last 2 games, as I pointed out, with all of the blocks. Or that's what I would be looking for. If that continues, that's an issue that they got to get fixed. But I think this is a team where we're actually bigger than Lex. Or at least you could say they're not bigger than us. Now, will DeAndre Jordan suit up? Carlo McAvish suit up? That definitely can help things a lot, because tonight I hated the fact that they started Sadiq Bey at center. I thought that was the stupidest shit ever against the Spurs.
Oh, is that small ball?
Yeah, Lexxah small ball.
Oh, yeah.
We have an actual guy that played center in college.
Yeah.
That you spent the 13th draft pick on. Like, why?
But he is so dialed in to small ball. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Sadiq Bey did a decent job, dude. Held his own the best he could, but I just didn't understand it. So he made Queen basically get in the game, prove his impact, and earn, his minutes the rest of the way at center. But I think we would have been a lot better off if we just wouldn't never did that.
You know what's crazy though? He only playing center by default.
Oh yeah, as soon as DeAndre Jordan or something, he gonna start DeAndre Jordan. Wow.
He's gonna start putting Queen in at the 4 for Zion.
I think he may. They keep subbing him out for. I don't like that either. But
because Queen is not a 4. He's not a 4. He's a 5. He looks the best when he's playing the 5.
I don't like him with
Willie don't know that. Everybody else know that but him.
I don't like his minutes with Messi. They don't.
No,
really
with Messi, it's awful. They don't.
But you know what, Lex? I think that he could mesh well with Carlo though, because Carlo can.
Yeah, that's because Carlo is a stretch. He's a stretch 4.
Right.
He can space the floor. Yeah.
Even if they switched and they had him playing the 4 and they put Carlo at center, I don't think it would matter, because the way that it's not a real strategy, to the offense. So defensively, it may matter, but other than that, I still think they can make it work either way. But it really don't make sense to put Carlo at center when you got Queen out there. But if Queen starts with this lineup we looking at, and you put him out there with Zion, Trey, Herb, Poole, I think that can be a very good lineup. Obviously, which it won't make any sense to see Zion subbed out first. That's really what I want to see. I want him to start just to see, Lex, if Willie is so fucking stupid that he would actually sub out Zion before Queen, who's a rookie. I really would love to see that rotational adjustment to see what that shit looks like. You know what I mean? But
really, really, for some reason,
he's playing center and he subbed out Zion first.
Because Herb is not playing well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You
you're
didn't think he
getting more
played well
out
in
of.
the first game?
I mean, he looked okay. I mean, I just feel like Sadiq, the chemistry that he has with Zion, and not only that, Sadiq, he's playing on both ends. Sadiq Bey didn't have 0 points. You know what I'm saying? He gave you something on offense. And
he's a solid defender.
I know. And when you're looking at the league right now, in every position, a lot of these teams, they have two-way players. Like, there's a lot of liability on this team. There's a lot of talent, but there's a lot of liability. And henceforth, that's why I think Slim, you pointed this out earlier. Like, there's too many, defensive breakdowns. There's too many defensive breakdowns. And if guys are not gonna communicate, it's like, well, guys, at least be some two-way players. Don't just be a liability, whether it's on the defensive end or the offensive end. But that's a huge problem right now. It's a huge problem. And so with that being said, Sadiq needs to be out there. And I'm not saying this is not in no way, form, or fashion. This is not giving up on Herb. I don't want nobody to think that. But right now, Herb needs to work himself in. I mean, right now, the team is like on a 2-game losing streak. And if we're really talking about getting off to really good starts, which I don't think the starts are really a problem, really is coming out of the half. Because the Pelicans did lose that third quarter, didn't they?
Of course, Lex. They only lost it by 3 points, though. But they did lose.
But it's still a loss.
When they win the third quarter, they're going to lose the fourth quarter. That's usually how it goes. We play 4 good quarters, we win the game.
All right, somebody said no defense equals no championships. I'm going to be real with you. The Pelicans ain't even close to the championship stuff.
No.
They ain't even close to, like, playoff. What are we talking? Like, they got to establish habits in the regular season. Okay? You have to establish winning habits, like now. But Pelicans ain't even to even bring up championships right now. What are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? I mean, just being realistic. I'm not saying that's not a goal, but right now, defense does win championships, but you also have to put the ball up in the hole. And I would rather have a two-way player than just a one-way player, whether it's offense or defense. If you're on the court, you need to be playing on both ends of the floor. You need to be a threat on both ends of the floor. Because if you're looking around the league is about matchups. It's about matchups. You got to be able to give something on both ends. All that one-dimensional stuff is not it in today's game. If you're keeping up with the basketball trends, you can't be a one-way player. You can't just go out there and just rebound.
You think you're in favor of them benching Herb right now and him coming off the bench?
Just for right now, because the thing is, like, look at the start. Look at the start right now.
I thought he probably was one of the better players to start. The first game, Herb was actually playing awesome. His mistakes a lot of them came later in the game, but he started like amazing. I think he's a guy. This is my take on it. I'm all in favor of you starting Herb, unless you playing maybe playing a team you need more offensive firepower for some some reason. You may have some matchups you want to go with Sadiq. But I'm all in favor of starting him. And if he's not playing well, you just slot Sadiq in at those minutes. It's very simple. Because their games are compatible in a way where he can give you some of the things that Herb can give you defensively, but he's better offensively, right? And vice versa with Herb. So I don't think he should be benched. And that's right. Bird Talk, my man, say he hurt his ankle in the game, and I also saw him. He was pulling, moving that shoulder a little bit too, a lot during the
Okay,
game.
so he's not all the way 100.
I mean, you know, it's the
I mean, because I
Pelicans, so
thought,
you never
when
know.
they say that you're cleared, you're good to go, right? I mean,
Yeah,
and if that's the case, then
you can be cleared and good to go, but you know, he did have a significant shoulder injury, and I'm sure he's got to knock off some rust.
I mean, Trey did too. So I mean, I don't know.
Well, we saying the same thing with Trey though. He's not at his best right now, so maybe that could be part of it. I mean, you can't really give him any excuses.
Well,
if you can't go,
does it?
If it ain't right, you know you shouldn't.
Is it
play
affecting his decision making though?
Nah, it shouldn't affect the decision making.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, look, to be realistic, nobody out here is I guess.
You still with me, Lex?
Yes, you know, there's going to be ailments, but it is the beginning of the season. They were cleared, like they've been cleared for a while. But I don't know. I mean, still with decision making, you know, I don't feel like that's an excuse for Trey, but I don't know, man. I mean, really just want the team to get out to a good start.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know. You good. I mean, you know, I really was not trying to see this team see the same things that I saw last season and the season before and the season before. You know, I'm just not trying to see that. I think everybody's really ready to get over that hump. And it's like you're not seeing that. Whether it be what the players are doing out there, obviously we talk about the coaching all the time. But it's just frustrating, you know, because it seems like the Pelicans are really stuck in just mediocrity or below mediocrity. It's like they can't get over that hump. And it's crazy because, you know, looking at OKC, like OKC, you know, kind of started their rebuild like after the Pelicans, and look where they are. With the T-Wolves started their rebuild like around the same time the Pelicans did. Look what they are. When you look at the Spurs, they started their rebuild at the same time as the Pelicans, and look at where they are. You know, it's like you see steady growth and a steady incline with those teams. But we have not seen that with the Pelicans. And it's just, it's frustrating that, you know, it's like, it's just stagnant. It's just too stagnant. It's like, there's no, you know, the up and down, the heartbeat thing that goes up and down to show your heartbeat. It's like just staying there. There's no upward. There's no trending upwards. So I don't know, man. I mean, between the, you know, just these guys playing with the edge, you know, the coaching, the game plan, some of the tendencies, the rebounding woes that are still there, the defensive woes that are still there, you know, just basic high IQ basketball plays. You know, it just seems like, you know, that's still a struggle. And let me tell you something. There's a lot of teams that have restructured their roster. They've moved pieces, they gained pieces. And it seems like because they understand, they have high IQ, they have great coaching, they have better discipline, they play better team ball. You know, so I mean, maybe the answer is just simply just coaching, like we've been talking about. But just trying to find, aside from the coaching, because obviously this dude is still here. What else can the Pelicans do? What's going to be the best situation for the team? Like, who has it going? I guess you know what I'm saying. Who has it going?
I think we should consider if Poole continues to play the way he does and Jeremiah Fears continues to play the way he does. I think at some point during the season, man, we may consider starting him. If it's still the same, but I agree with my man Bird Talk. You do need more time. They look better than last year. It still is early, but far as the Celtics game, what they can do differently, based on what I've seen tonight, like it's really defensively was horrible. Just too many easy buckets. They I seen some improvements with ISO ball. They tried to improve on that a little bit. I mean, it still kind of turned into that, but it was Zion mostly. So it was like, okay, ball's in our best players' hands, whatever. Create some better actions off of that. Like you said, the pick and roll action with Trey, Poole, and Zion, they need to continue that. Like, don't let teams off the hook. You got Jordan Poole, who's a guy who's a movement shooter. I think we need to do a lot more movement with him and get him some open threes and kind of limit him taking these weird, offbeat three-pointers. That I'm okay with him, at sometimes, and I think he should have the green light to be able to do that because he can hit those shots. But at certain times during the game, you need structure, and it's not the time to take those type of shots. And I think that would happen with just more of a balance of when they have things going that work, exploiting that like everybody else does. People find things that work and they just keep hitting us over the head with it. And half the time we don't never figure out how to stop it. But why is that so difficult for us to have some of those moments? The only thing we have that we can exploit that I've seen so far, but it's like it's not sustainable, is we can get out in transition and we can be a scary team in transition, right? And unless you're gonna get a bunch of turnovers, that ain't gonna really work. And I mean, even if you do get a bunch of turnovers, it's still not gonna work the whole game. Like you're gonna wind up in the half court, you're gonna wind up having to slow it down a little bit. And that's just where we lack, and that's always where we lack. And Slim Saw, we need a floor general, but we don't really have a full floor general. I think Jeremiah Fears can possibly grow into that. He's not a complete floor general yet. He definitely has the attitude, the maturity for it. I think his vision and his passing needs to improve. Although I'm not like downing him or saying he's making a bunch of mistakes. He's a rookie. He's 19 years old. Dude came in the league at 18. He's obviously gonna have to learn. And we keep seeing him getting better and better every game. So to beat Boston, they just gonna have to build on tonight and not make the same dumbass mistakes that they did. Really, offensively, we could have obviously been a little better, but we lost this game defensively, in my opinion. So, get that, Lex?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Oh yeah, Big Sean just made a statement. Yeah, I wasn't sure. That's why I said around the same time. But yeah, yeah, I can see that. Cause Wemby came after, so yeah, I mean it makes sense.
Yeah, we did, Big Sean.
But even so, that actually proves my point even more, Big Sean. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm gonna get
like
you.
They
I'm gonna get you to step out on a limb.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to
What's
ask
up?
you: can you point out Anything positive about the Pelicans?
I didn't point out some positive stuff.
I'm just messing with
I mean,
you.
y'all don't ever hear the positive stuff? I hope so. I mean, I did point out.
You say some stuff here and there. You be hard on them as you should, because this is unacceptable. But
I mean,
messing with you a little bit.
I'm ready for the team. I have high expectations. You know, I don't want to lower my expectations. I want the team to come up. You know, I want them to be in the playoffs. I like somebody mentioned championships. I would love to. I think everybody would to talk about the Pelicans in that fashion. Like, that's a good thing. That's a positive thing. But we're seeing a lot of things that are reoccurring, like a lot of bad habits, you know? But yeah, I did point out that Zion did have a great night. The pick and roll, when they did run that was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Queen, when he guarded Wemby, when he was getting vertical, when they were attacking, like Wemby had some great just defensive efforts. Same thing with Zion, taking on Wemby and offensively doing it on that end.
Mm-hmm.
The rookies, I feel like the rookies have really been stepping it up. They've really been I feel like they've been a little bit more impactful in everything that they've been given. But I saw good things, and I did specify those things. I'm recalling, what I've been saying, but yeah, I just guess I point out things that, I mean, it's a lot of stuff. I mean, we already know what it is. But yeah, I ain't trying to be negative though. I just, should tell the truth. You know what I'm saying?
It is the truth, and it's a lot of negativity to it, and we got to point these things out. But I just wanted to hear just something that you see from the team that's already intact that we really don't have to improve on, or it's Willie Green non-dependent, something he can't fuck up.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that it's hard because, it's hard. I mean, because fundamentally, like boxing out, you know what I'm saying? Some of the guys didn't box out, and it's like, guys, you got to do a better job of boxing out so you can get the rebound, especially when you're dealing with a team that is taller than you, or you're a Wemby-led team. You got to box out. Even when Herb boxed out, and he had a great box out, they did not call that over the back. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was looking like, I mean, really? Like, you can't lean on somebody's back like that. He boxed him out. You have to reward him for boxing Wemby out. I don't know what else he could have done. He could have did, but I'm glad that we did see the box out. And that's one thing that Herb did do well. He boxed out Wemby, because that's what you got to do. That way, I think Joel was like, the referees very, very seldomly see box outs. That's why they didn't call it. I'm like, dog, I don't need you to help support what, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you supposed to know the rules. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good excuse to give to the refs. You gotta, that was just a push in the back. But the Pelicans they have to be dialed in and really build winning habits, because this organization does not have a record of building winning habits in the regular season. It's too many ups and downs and too many of the same mistakes day in and day out. The whole purpose is, like, if you're playing, you want to improve each game. You want to improve each month. You don't want to still be having the problems that you have in October. You should not be having those same problems in March. Can we all agree there?
Most definitely.
I mean, but that's something with the Pelicans. Some of the problems that we see in October. If Willie is still here, we're probably going to see those problems in March. And that's where the problem lies. It's like you want to see improvement.
I don't think Willie gonna make it to March. Looks.
Well, I'm just saying. But
If
you get
things
what I'm
keep
saying,
going
like,
at this rate, there's no way he makes it to March.
the goal is to just get better. I don't expect these guys to be perfect, but I'm not trying to see like one-on-one. I'm not trying to see one-on-one in March. Dog, y'all need to play as a team. Because there's other teams that are disciplined right now in October. They're moving the ball. You know what I'm saying? They're not taking turns just, okay, I'm going to go and then, okay, you can go and then, okay, I'll take this one this time. No, play as a team. Shooters, if you see the pick and roll, watch the ball and make sure you're relocating. Watch the defense. If the defense is sucked into the action that's going on in the pick and roll, dude, go back door. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are basic things that make basketball easy. And you see it all the time. The thing is that, you know, the way that the game plan is and the way that this so-called system is laid out is that it doesn't deem for guys to move. It does not promote ball movement and player movement. And ball movement and player movement is winning basketball. It's hard to guard.
Mm-hmm. They had spurts of it tonight where they would do that and things worked out.
You got to keep
away from it.
They always do that.
But you know what? I actually, for that one thing, I gotta kind of put that on Willie. Willie's constantly on the sideline talking about go, go, go,
What?
speed it up, speed it up, speed it up. And when they kind of do that, it's more of a methodical thing. You know, the ball got to touch 4 or 5 players' hands sometimes, man. It might touch 4 or 5 players' hands and then go back to somebody else. And when your coach is on the sideline constantly telling you speed it up, speed it up, speed it up, at what point do people just start, trying to force things and take shots to move faster?
Because there's no thought process to it.
Everything is dependent on this one, 0.5 mentality that we're supposed to have. So it's not a lot of thought process to it.
It's not.
But I think the 0.5 would be awesome with a floor general. Like, we had a true floor general. I think Chris Paul would kind of made that go. You know what I mean? And we trying to run that philosophy. We don't have a Chris Paul.
Mm-hmm.
So
Big Sean
is not Chris Paul.
No,
good facilitator, but not Chris Paul.
Did you hear everything that I said, man? I just talked about a good box out from her. Okay, that's all. It wasn't even the talk about the refs. I didn't even mention them like that. But he did have a good box out. You know, I don't know why you we didn't nobody go there, man. Don't do that. Don't read too much into it. Just want to address that since you had it up. DC, where you go? You went to mute again?
No, I'm here.
Where'd Big Q go? He went to sleep. He working on his paper.
His internet put him out. Big Q is now on the horizon. You know what I'm saying? So having some issues over there. Yeah. But Sean, I mean, shit, we ain't mentioned the refs because you know how many times we got holes by the refs, man. Like, they always mess over us. So the one time that they call it in our favor, we ain't about to jump up and down mentioning that. Like we all were shocked that Zion was actually getting foul calls, even though
I was shocked about that.
right. So it's like shit. We still got trauma, man. We can't believe it's like almost in the Twilight Zone. Looking at, damn, he actually got a call because he get fouled like every play. But we know they ain't gonna call all of them. But sometimes, man, they had one game. What was that last game? Oh, that was a preseason game where Zion didn't get to the free throw line at all. And I'm like,
against Orlando.
Yeah, he takes all his shots at the rim, and he don't get one free throw. Like, come on, come on, nah.
Yeah.
So Sean, we ain't mentioned.
Yeah, and not only that,
we always look at the games and we expect the refs to mess over us, so we don't even care anymore. We don't even acknowledge the refs.
Yeah. And I was actually just talking about more so giving credit to recognizing her, because that was a really good box out. You don't see guys boxing out. You just see guys, jumping. And because you don't see it a lot, that's probably why they didn't call it, but it was a good box out. I don't know if you saw it, Sean, but, check it out. You know what I'm saying? He was boxing out. It was textbook. You know what I'm saying? And, that was kind of obvious. And that is coming from a referee. Because I'm a licensed referee, y'all. Yeah. What? I can say that. I am a licensed referee. That's a true statement.
Ref Lex, Coach Lex, and Ref Lex.
Yep. Yeah, I get some insiders on rule changes and all that stuff, so I can share that with my team and the rest of the teams. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Lex. Before we get on up out of here, because we're not gonna be able to do the call in tonight.
Yeah, I know. Shoot, I got games in the morning.
There you go. But before we get up out of here, do you have the Pelicans winning against the Celtics, or you think they're gonna have another collapse?
IDK. Okay. You trying to have us on here for 30 more minutes?
Is that I don't care with a K?
No, I said you are. You a hot mess. Dang. Slim said nopium. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say hopium. He said nopium.
Man.
Oh man.
I stopped selling hopium. I stopped selling hopium, and the Pels seem like they can't win no more. Last time I sold some hopium was in like 2024. No, 2023.
Oh gosh.
2023.
Yeah. Stacy said we going to get out coached.
But is that anything? Well, Stacy, we get out coached every game. Even when we win, we still be getting out coached.
You know it's bad. You know it's bad. Like that's one thing that's so glaring though. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I mean, when you have an informant for 29 teams, you know what I'm saying? It's coaching matters. Coaching matters. It really does. It really does, man. So, that really makes a difference. But yeah, I mean, you looking at let me ask this real quick to UDC and the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Willie Green a better coach than? Looking at all the coaches of these other teams, who can we name that Willie Green convincingly is a better coach than?
You know what, Lex? I'm gonna do you one better. Let me see if I can get a list of all the NBA coaches up here.
And please.
You know what? I got a perfect answer to this question, Lex. I'm gonna pull the coaches up still.
Okay.
Willie Green is a better coach than Chauncey Billups.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Tasha, you know what? Nobody, and who is better, Coach Willie? Nobody, who is better than Willie, baby? Nobody.
You see
baby.
this picture here? Notice how Willie isn't up here.
Oh, goodness
Just gonna
gracious.
point that out first. Let's
Is
see if
that
we can get
top
around.
5?
I would think so.
Oh, man.
I would think that
Y'all help us
was
out.
probably supposed to be a top 5. So you
Thank
got
you, Mother
Joe.
Tasha.
What about Jordy Fernandez? Fernandez, you know?
Brooklyn Nets.
No. No, we know he ain't better than nobody. He definitely ain't better than Darko. He ain't better than Darko.
Nah, he ain't better than him.
Nah. Billy Donovan, hell no. Kenny Atkinson, hell no. JB Bickerstaff, hell no.
Rick Carlisle, shoot, they really went toe to toe with OKC, man. Golly, as much as I don't like Doc Rivers, he ain't better than Doc Rivers.
I'm not gonna lie, Rick Carlisle, even though it was Jason Kidd going over there, I just always thought it was weird that they fired him. I'm like, the dude, he got y'all a championship. Y'all still winning. But I don't think he liked Luka, and Luka didn't like him or something like that. But Quinn Snyder, no.
No, he ain't better than him.
No. Eric Spoelstra, no.
No.
Jamal Mosley, no.
No.
Brian Keefe. Let's look at Brian Keefe's bio. What has he done, Lex? Might have one.
Absolutely nothing.
Brian Keefe was an assistant coach to Steve Kerr, Lex, and we know how that shit turned out.
I mean, so was Willie. So was Willie. That means absolutely nothing. Say it again.
I don't know. I think Brian Keefe. I think we might have a tie here. We got to see how the season goes on with Mr. Brian Keefe. I'm pretty sure he probably can edge out in some way.
Let's keep going. David
Adelman, just on the strength of his dad, I'm gonna say no.
Dang, his daddy, like Willie Green competing with somebody's daddy.
His dad was a good coach, like father, like son.
But his that ain't his daddy.
Hey.
You just going off of the legacy of his daddy. He ain't a better coach off of the legacy of his dad. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Good enough for me. Chris Finch, no.
Mark
I don't even. Why am I?
Dagnall.
Mark Dagnall.
Mm-hmm.
But I shouldn't even mention him. We know he ain't even in the stratosphere. This guy, Chauncey Billups, Lex.
You know what?
He made some pretty bad decisions this week.
Good girl.
They are also winless, and I don't think he gonna get another win, Lex.
You know what? Like he's on leave, so who's the interim coach? Nobody.
Tiago Splinter.
Who?
Big Sean Itachi know who he is. Tiago Splinter.
Okay.
He's a retired. He used to play center for the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
He's their interim.
Dang! Didn't he just retire? And he's already. Dang, that dude moving up in the ranks quick.
Somebody had to coach. Somebody had to coach that losing ass team. They ain't about to win nothing.
Man, you know what? Portland beat the Pelicans, so hey, man,
they trying to tank. Scoot Henderson is hurt. Dame Lillard is hurt. They got the big men over there. I'm sure they're going to see what they do. They don't have a complete team, in my opinion, to go ahead and compete for anything.
Okay, let's keep going.
Will Hardy.
No.
Why are you so high on Will? What did Will do?
No, I'm saying that Willie Green's not a better coach than him. I'm just being proactive. I've been saying no the whole time.
Will led his team to 30-2 in college in 2010. So just based on that, I think that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
We can go ahead and put a no. Will Hardy is definitely better.
Mm-hmm. No. Just seeing him in action, that his team is young, but that dude, you can see the strategies and the adjustments that he makes.
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking at, not necessarily their record.
We got Steve Kerr up here.
Yeah, we
Obviously
already know
not.
the answer to that.
Shit, he taught Willie, right? It's one of his mentors.
You know what? One thing.
Go ahead.
One thing that helps Kerr though is the fact that he got Steph. Like
Right.
Steph helps out Kerr a whole lot because Kerr actually came out and said that he don't really develop players. That's why they've been sticking with, their veterans. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not really you see how they've been giving Kuminga a hard time, trust issues. And Kevon Looney talked about it. He felt like they stopped trusting him and stuff. So
Right.
yeah. But keep going.
Tyronn Lue, absolutely not.
JJ
Redick, no.
You know what? That's really sad.
As much as it pains me to say
it does.
No.
And JJ Redick is not really a good coach, but he's killing Willie.
He's better than Willie.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Alt. Now I don't know about him at all. So let's look at his bio.
Yeah.
Anything interesting here? Anything he's done? Jordan Alt, head coach of they just hired him this year. Prior to joining the Suns, Coach Alt was an assistant coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers under Kenny Atkinson. Okay, so he come from good stock. Say prior to joining Cleveland, he was assistant coach for the Los Angeles Lakers under Darvin Ham, another horrible coach. Let's see, NBA playoff Spurs. Prior to joining the Lakers, Alt was also an assistant coach for the Brooklyn Nets under Kenny Atkinson. So he's a Kenny Atkinson disciple, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Jacques Vaughn, Steve Nash. Jordan was I don't know. Lex, he ain't did shit. So he's kind of to be determined. Like I know we love just ragging on Willie, but I actually can't say this guy is any better. He hasn't done anything.
What? Like he's on the same stair step as him?
He just was assistants everywhere. He's been been in the breath or in the rings of
but you know what?
Greatness or goodness.
Let me ask you this.
I don't see no championship team.
Check this out. Check this out though. This dude is just starting his head coaching career, right?
Mm-hmm.
Willie Green is in year 5.
Okay.
So,
Joe Osteen.
I mean, if they on the same plateau and he's in year 1 and Willie's in year 5, this dude is way better.
I can't say they're on the same plateau though, Lex. I can't even say that because he hasn't
all
done.
I'm saying is that Willie is still on the same is in the same space he was 4 years ago.
He ain't done nothing. He ain't done nothing.
Exactly. Absolutely nothing.
I mean, Willie actually he made it to the playoffs, so he had some playing appearances, but that's more than Jordan. That's more than Jordan.
Then, look, he got there and just continued to go down. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going up, he started trending downwards. You know why? Because the first year, nobody knows your philosophy. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows how you're going to respond. It's just like a rookie player. A lot of times when guys come back for their sophomore year, that's when they kind of struggle. Because now, guess what? You're on the scouting report, right? Everybody knows what you're going to do. They know your tendencies. They've studied you. They have a whole year of data on you. And I think that's the same thing that happened to Willie Green. I don't know if you noticed, there was a huge difference between year 1 to year 2. They had him figured out, and he's still there. Like they still got him figured out. Yeah, they know exactly what he's gonna do.
I get all of that, Lex, but for all we know, Jordan Alt could be a rehash or worse version of Willie Green. We don't really know. He ain't did nothing.
What you want to give it to 10
all right,
games?
You know what? Since you adamant about it, I'm gonna do one better. I'm gonna go look.
Now I will say the Pelicans have.
I'm gonna go look up and see if they even
better team.
God damn, Lex.
What they 0-2?
They actually won a game.
Okay. Well.
They won a game this year. I'm gonna just say undetermined. I'm moving on. I'm gonna say undetermined. But they beat none other than the Sacramento
Mary had a
Kings.
little lamb.
This is who they beat. They beat the Sacramento Kings.
White as snow.
So let's see. Can we say Willie Green is better than Doug Christie?
Hecky no. Hecky no.
Are you taking Doug Christie over Willie Green?
Hey, you know what? Doug is a better coach.
Doug don't even have no assistant experience. I'm looking here. Doug ain't got shit.
You know what?
They had Doug took over for the team.
What does the chat say? What does the chat say? What's the chat say?
The beam got pulled out of there. There wasn't no light, no goddamn beams. Doug is not a good coach, Lex.
Hey,
but even though he's not a good coach, is he worse than Willie, though?
You know what though? Thank you, Stacey. He was definitely a better player. I mean, the dude was a starter. That's probably why, you know, what is his name? Oh, yeah, Willie. That's probably why, you know, he didn't, you know, he was just a role player. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even start. And if he did, it was by default.
Goddamn Doug Christie.
Who else we got? Dang, that's Joel Austin's cousin. Man.
Well, obviously, Mitchell Johnson is a better coach than Willie. We saw that shit tonight.
Okay, can I answer these questions?
So is Thomas.
Jason Kidd, yay or nay? Ime Udoka. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's basically just Chauncey Billups. So Willie Green is the 31st worst coach.
Oh my gosh.
Just Chauncey.
Oh my goodness, y'all. The Pelicans are about to be out-coached every night. Every night.
But look at these accomplishments, Lex.
What? Every night. They're about to be out-coached every night. I feel it in my soul. I feel it in my soul. I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my mind. Being out coached every night.
That's right.
Oh, goodness. Y'all, it's going to be a long season.
Damn, they ain't even put in here that Willie won a playoff game. They ain't even put that shit in there.
It don't matter. It means absolutely nothing. I'm sorry.
So he's only better than Chauncey Billups, and that's only by default.
Where's
Chauncey Billups in jail?
Where's Chauncey Billups?
I'm locked up. It won't let me out.
Well, there's a song for everything, y'all.
What? Man, so anybody, before we get up out of here, anybody got any information on Willie leaking any game plans or injury reports and shit? I'm willing personally to go report this shit to the FBI. I will go up there myself and deliver the information, because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. We have the worst coach in the NBA.
Look.
And if Miss Benson ain't gonna fire him and Joe Dumars, come on, let's help Joe Dumars. We know you want him out of there.
Man, can you go get Mike Malone, please? Please.
And if any of y'all in here listen to any Pelicans content or y'all watch any of their videos, feel free to leave comments saying fire Willie Green. I would imagine if the comments get so loud they petty, so they might just disable the comments. But if they get so loud, I think maybe it could turn into chants in the arena. And when it turns into chants in the arena, and people start saying stuff like, "If we lose again like this, I ain't coming to the game till you fire Willie Green." Hey,
Oh my gosh.
That's how we got Dennis Allen up out here.
Oh my goodness.
Come on, family. Y'all know what to do.
Hey,
everybody in the chat, listen to this show.
Stacy said they got the wrong guy.
So y'all drop that Willie Green information, you know what I'm saying? We can get the ball rolling, and we can have him right alongside Chauncey Billups. And,
oh my gosh.
And we can get our team back. And if that don't work, I gave y'all plan too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like the comments up when y'all go to the game. Fire Willie chant should be popping when we lose. Shit, they should do it when we're winning.
We are totally reliant on talent, people.
we gotta force them out of here.
Oh my goodness.
We gotta force them out of here.
You know what? Last season should have did that, man. I mean, last season should have been that time. It's horrible to come into the season and it's much of the same thing. You got what, 6 new players, brand new players on the team. But guess what? No matter who you trade for, no matter who you draft, if you have poor coaching, it's gonna be much of the same thing. And that's what we're seeing. Like, I think Stacy, you said on the other day that Willie Green and Wemby Willie Green could have Michael Jordan on the team and still find a way to lose.
God damn.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I don't think that's possible because Michael Jordan probably choked the shit out of Willie Green. Michael beat him, punched him in practice or something. They would have had to get him out of there.
But the thing is, to say that is really bad. Like, even if you had like some really like just top tier players, he would literally find a way to lose. I mean, he does it so naturally, which is god awful. You know what I'm saying? How do you do that? Find ways to you find it is so easy for you to find ways to lose instead of finding ways to win. Like, that is so backwards. That's like, I'm gonna find a way to breathe in this smoke. You know what I'm saying? All this fire engulfed around me. I'm gonna find a way to breathe underwater. Dog, that's death. You're gonna die. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm gonna need you to go with nature and find ways to breathe oxygen. Okay? I mean, just you get what I'm saying, y'all. You get what I'm saying.
Definitely. And on that note, I think we're gonna go ahead and drop the mic. Ain't nothing else to be said, Lex. We gotta look forward to the players outlasting Willie Green and overcoming the excellent coaching of Joe Mazzulla, because we know Willie Green is not gonna help them. Pretty sure they're gonna come out strong, and as players get tired and people get in foul trouble and different things like that, or they actually come up with a plan to play defense on us, we're not gonna adjust. So here's to hoping we get out to a lead and maintain it for the whole game so we can actually get a victory on Monday. Go Pels, Mom. Monday. That's right, Slips out. And with that, do you have any last words you would like to share, Lex, before we get on up out of here?
Absolutely nothing.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network. For all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Yeah, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever.